In 1977, 19 years after the fall of the French Fourth Republic, the world lived beneath the iron rule of the French Fifth Republic. The Society of Jesus was nearly gone. The French National Assembly had become powerless. The President of the French Republic ruled through fear, and across the territories of the Republic, his enforcer, Patern Lenoir, hunted down anyone who dared resist. To speak against the state was dangerous. To organize against it was death. Yet rebellion had not been crushed completely. It survived in hidden corners of the world, carried by those who still believed the Republic could be resisted. The story began in Djibouti. Across the waters, a Clemenceau-class aircraft carrier pursued a small ship belonging to the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis. The carrier bore down on it with overwhelming force, a steel monster chasing a fragile vessel that had no real hope of escape. On board the smaller ship was Princess Leila Kaleb Khakdoun, a leader in the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis. She was not merely fleeing. She was carrying stolen plans to the French Fifth's newest weapon, the force de frappe, a nuclear deterrent force powerful enough to annihilate entire nations. Leila knew those plans might be the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis' only hope. When Patern Lenoir's troops stormed the ship and capture became inevitable, Leila acted quickly. Before she was taken, she gave the plans to Theodore Lavoix, a brave and resourceful mechanic who carried secret information, repaired starships, saved heroes at critical moments, and quietly helped drive the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis forward. With the plans, she entrusted him with a message meant for an old Jesuit priest named Kazuma Kenmochi. Theodore did not escape alone. With him was Aurélien Dragoman, a nervous but loyal translator who was obsessed with etiquette, translation, and diplomacy. Even in chaos, Aurélien tried to serve as the polished voice of civilization, clinging to manners and formal speech while the world around him collapsed into gunfire and pursuit. Together, Theodore and Aurélien fled in a ship's lifeboat. The small craft broke away from the doomed vessel and descended into Djibouti, crashing far from safety. They survived, but survival only led them into another trial. They wandered the Grand Bara Desert, lost beneath the harsh sun, until Afar nomads captured them. From there, they were sold to oasis farmers. That was how they came into the life of Noor Zazen Sursokad. Noor was a young farm boy living with his uncle Sharif Gisai Gulid and his aunt Sharifo Zewo Silmi. His days were simple, but his heart was restless. He dreamed of leaving Djibouti, becoming a pilot, and doing something meaningful with his life. He looked toward the horizon and felt there had to be more for him than the farm, more than waiting, more than being told to stay where he was. But his uncle kept holding him back. To Uncle Sharif, the farm was responsibility. To Noor, it felt like a cage. He felt trapped, staring at the sun and wishing his life could become something greater. Then Theodore Lavoix played part of Princess Leila's message. Noor saw a mysterious young woman begging for help from Kazuma Kenmochi. The name meant little to him at first. Noor only knew of someone called Ben Kenmochi, an old hermit who lived out beyond the farms. Curious and confused, he wondered if Ben and Kazuma might somehow be the same man. The message pulled at him. It hinted at a world beyond the farm, beyond Djibouti, beyond the life he had been told to accept. So Noor went searching. The search nearly killed him. While traveling beyond the farms, Noor was attacked by Isa clan militiamen. He was saved by Ben Kenmochi, the old hermit himself. But Ben was not merely Ben. He revealed the truth. He was Kazuma Kenmochi, once a professed Jesuit priest. Kazuma told Noor that his father had also been a Jesuit priest, a great pilot, and a good friend. He spoke of Noor's father with honor, as a man of courage and faith. Then he told Noor the darker truth. Patern Lenoir, once Kazuma's pupil, had betrayed and murdered Noor's father. Kazuma gave Noor his father's French officer's saber. The weapon connected Noor to a past he had never truly known. It was more than steel. It was inheritance, memory, and calling. Then Kazuma began to explain the Holy Spirit, the unseen spirit of God who moves through creation, gives life, convicts hearts, and holds the faithful together. Kazuma wanted Noor to come with him to Somalia, learn the ways of the Holy Spirit, and help deliver Layla's message to the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis. First, Noor refused. He dreamed of leaving, but he still felt loyal to his aunt and uncle. He could not simply abandon them. Whatever greatness might wait for him beyond the farm was still his home. His aunt and uncle were still his family. But when Noor returned home, everything had changed. The French Foreign Legion had tracked Theodore and Aurelian to the farm. Noor found his home burned. His aunt and uncle were dead. The life he had known, the only life still holding him back, had been destroyed by the French Fifth Republic. Grief hardened into purpose. With nothing left to keep him on the farm, Noor chose to go with Kazuma. They traveled to the Djibouti, Ambuli International Airport in Djibouti City, a tense colonial air hub crawling with soldiers, informants, black market traders, foreign agents, and desperate travelers trying to get out. The place was full of danger. Every face might be watching. Every conversation might be reported. Every deal might turn into a trap. There, they searched for a pilot and found Juan Solano. Juan was cocky, cynical, and interested only in money. He had no love for causes and no desire to die for someone else's rebellion. With him was his Vietnamese co-pilot, Nguyen Trung Dang. Juan owned a Douglas DC-3 nicknamed the Millennium Falcon, and he agreed to take Noor, Kazuma, Theodore, and Aurelian to Somalia for one reason. He needed money to pay off debts to the gangster Gaston Legras de la Tenière. The arrangement was dangerous from the beginning. The Millennium Falcon escaped Djibouti under French state-backed fire, lifting away from the reach of the Republic as guns tried to tear it from the sky. Once they were in flight, Noor's old life fell farther behind him. Ahead waited Somalia, the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis, Princess Layla's mission, and the unknown path Kazuma had placed before him. During the journey, Kazuma began teaching Noor about the Holy Spirit. Noor practiced with his father's French officer's saber. At first he was clumsy, awkward, and unsure of himself. The weapon felt strange in his hands. Yet as he listened to Kazuma and opened himself to what he was being taught, Noor began to sense something beyond normal sight and reflex. It was not merely training. It was trust. It was the beginning of awareness. Then they reached Somalia. And Somalia was gone. The force de frappe had destroyed it. Princess Layla had been forced to watch as Wilhelm Severus Tarquin, High Commissioner of the Republic for the Red Sea and Horn of Africa and commander of the force de frappe, obliterated her homeland to demonstrate the superweapon's power. Millions were killed in an instant. The destruction was beyond war. It was terror made into policy. The French Fifth Republic was no longer merely ruling through fear. It had built the ultimate superweapon of terror. The Millennium Falcon was caught by the Force de Frappe's French air defense radar network and ordered to land inside. Noor, Juan, Nguyen, Kazuma, Theodore, and Aurelian hid in secret compartments, holding their breath while danger surrounded them. Once inside, Kazuma left the others. He went to disable the French air defense radar network so they could escape. While Kazuma moved toward his own purpose, Noor discovered that Princess Layla was imprisoned on the Force du Frappe and scheduled for execution. Noor could not leave her behind. He convinced Juan to help rescue her by promising a reward. Juan did not pretend to be noble. He did not suddenly claim to care about the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis. But the promise of payment moved him, and that was enough. Disguised as French Foreign Legion, Noor and Juan made their way to Layla's cell and broke her out. The rescue quickly turned into chaos. Layla proved immediately that she was no helpless prisoner waiting to be saved. She grabbed an MS 4956 rifle, took charge, and led them into a garbage chute to escape. Their route became more desperate with every moment. They barely survived being crushed in the trash compactor, then fought their way back toward the Millennium Falcon. Elsewhere inside the Force du Frappe, Kazuma faced Patern Lenore. The two old enemies met again, the professed Jesuit priest and the fallen Jesuit novice. Their history stood between them like a wound that had never closed. Lenore had betrayed everything Kazuma had tried to teach him. He had become the enforcer of the French Fifth Republic, a hunter of the faithful and the rebellious. Kazuma knew he could not simply defeat Lenore and walk away. He had another purpose now. As Noor watched from a distance, Lenore struck Kazuma down. But Kazuma died in grace, becoming one with the Holy Spirit. Noor was devastated. The man who had told him the truth about his father, given him his father's saber, and started him on the path of the Holy Spirit was gone. And yet Kazuma was not truly gone. His voice still spoke to Noor. The heroes escaped the force du frappe, but their escape had been allowed to carry a hidden danger. The French Fifth Republic had placed a tracking device on the Millennium Falcon. They followed it to the hidden Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis base in Ethiopia. There, the stolen plans revealed the only hope. The force du frappe had one weakness: a small exhaust port leading to the reactor. A perfect shot could destroy it, but the target was nearly impossible to hit. The Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis had little time and no better option. If they failed, the force du frappe would destroy them. The front launched its Northrop F-5E Tiger II fighters. Noor joined the attack as a Northrop F-5E Tiger II fighter pilot. The farm boy who had once stared at the sun and dreamed of leaving Djibouti was now flying into battle against the French Fifth Republic's greatest weapon. One, however, chose to leave. He had received his reward. He claimed the fight was not his problem. Noor was disappointed, but he could not stop him. One had made his choice, and Noor had to make his own. So Noor went into battle anyway. The assault was desperate from the beginning. Northrop F-5E Tiger II fighters raced around the force du frappe while French state-backed guns and Vought F-8E FN Crusader fighters tore them apart. One by one, the front's fighters were hunted down. The sky became a field of fire, filled with courage, panic, sacrifice, and death. Then Patern Lenore entered the battle in his own fighter, a Dassault Mirage F-1C. He hunted the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis one by one. Lenore was calm, deadly, and relentless. He moved through the battle like a shadow of the Republic itself, cutting down hope wherever he found it. The force du frappe prepared to fire on Ethiopia. The hidden front base had only minutes left. Noor made the final attack run. His targeting computer could not guarantee the shot. The exhaust port was too small. The angle was too difficult. Everything depended on a strike that seemed impossible. Then Noor heard Kazuma's voice, telling him to trust the Holy Spirit. Noor turned off his computer. In that moment, he did not trust the machine. He trusted the unseen Spirit of God who moves through creation, gives life, convicts hearts, and holds the faithful together. Lenore sensed something powerful in him. He prepared to shoot Noor down. Then Juan returned. The Millennium Falcon blasted into the fight, knocking Lenore's ship away and giving Noor the opening he needed. Juan Solano, the cocky smuggler who had claimed the fight was not his problem, had come back. Noor fired the AGM-65A Maverick air-to-surface missiles. Guided by the Holy Spirit, they entered the exhaust port. The force du frappe exploded. The French Fifth Republic's greatest superweapon was destroyed. The hidden base in Ethiopia was saved. The first great blow had been struck against the terror weapon that had annihilated Somalia and threatened to crush every rebellion left in the world. Noor, Juan, and Nguyen returned as heroes. Princess Layla honored them in a victory ceremony. And the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis celebrated its first great triumph against the French Fifth Empire. On the surface, it was a simple victory. A farm boy joined a rebellion, rescued a princess, and destroyed a superweapon. But underneath, something much bigger had begun. Noor Zazen Sursokad had taken his first step into the ways of the Holy Spirit. Layla had become one of the Front de Libération de la Côte de Somalis' greatest symbols. Juan Solano had started changing from selfish smuggler into hero. Kazuma was dead, but not truly gone. And Patern Lenore now knew there was a new spirit-led pilot in the world. The French Fifth Republic had suffered a terrible blow. But the war was far from over.